Yo, 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 good people. Welcome back to another epic episode of Mac Music Review. In this episode, we are looking at a Tedashii album. This one is called Below Paradise. Below Paradise is like either the third or fourth Tedashii album. It's the second one released in the 2010s, a very prolific decade for Tedashii. And like the album before it, Blacklight, this album is just absolutely jam-packed with features. In fact, there's only two songs on this album that do not have a feature, and that is Below Paradise and My God. And Below Paradise arguably does have a feature because it's sampling the song Paradise, which is another song on the album, which has a Torrin Wells feature, the Christian contemporary music artist who has done collabs with rappers in the past, specifically Social Club Misfits, lends his voice to that track. So you're getting a lot of just voices in the Christian contemporary music, the Christian rap sphere, including like Lecrae and Andy Mineo and Trip Lee. Everybody's here. All the Reach Records people are here. And several other artists who are more obscure. The thing that sets this album apart from Tedashii's other discography, his other albums, is its noticeably darker tone. All of these albums, all of these songs in general have a much more serious side, except for the song Be With You, which is just kind of a very upbeat and very sweet love song. Besides that, everything else has kind of a darker tone. You even get a worshipful kind of vibes at the end with Chase. But just in general, he's just kind of a bit grittier, a bit darker, and his very heavy set voice and delivery really does complement the darker lyrical sides and tones of this album. Like every Tedashii album, some of these songs have not aged very well. They sound very corny, both in their lyrical delivery and in their music. Songs like Perfect, that song just... The music during the verses is just so outdated sounding. The same could be said for Fire Away, which has kind of a bad chorus that goes through multiple phases. And it's like some of the phases sound good and then some of them sound kind of bad, and then it just keeps going. And then My God is just an extremely forgettable track where Tedashii's just spitting by himself. And it really could fit pretty well on Blacklight or even Identity Crisis with the way it sounds just in general. It sounds better than most of the songs on those two albums just because it's a little bit newer, but it still sounds kind of outdated and kind of corny. Fortunately, the album is absolutely jam-packed with highlights and really cool moments. I'm talking about things like the Brit Nicole chorus on Dark Days, Darker Nights, a song that starts absolutely immediately. Like the second you hit play, like Tedashii starts rapping, and it sounds a little bit corny. You get to this hook, and she just absolutely sells it, and it makes the entire song much better and extremely memorable as a result. I would say that Catch Me With You Can with Andy Mineo has a really great feature and a really great outro, one of the best moments on the entire album, with a really just great performance by Tedashii and just a lot of oomph behind it, and just a really great chorus by Andy Mineo singing rather than rapping. And he really can deliver when he's trying to sing and give it like a serious chorus like in this song. And these songs are kind of representative of some of the better moments and attitudes and seriousness of the album, both in the production and lyrical content. Below Paradise is a pretty great title track, even though it is a little bit on the shorter side with those violins. You got those strings, you got all this energy, you got this trap beat kicking in with these strings and with these background vocals from Torrin Wells. And then the actual song Paradise also has one of the best beats on the entire album, in addition to a really great chorus and just a really great addition by Torrin Wells. Once again, I keep having to shout them out because they did a lot for this song and for the title track. It's just really, the vocals bring a lot to, the guest feature brings a lot to both of these tracks. Nothing I Can't Do is shockingly hard. Like, this song should not be very good, but the beat goes off. It is kind of a quirky beat. It is a little bit weird. It's something that a lot of people are not going to vibe with, but I think that the fiery performances by Trip Lee and Lecrae and Tedashii, in addition to that hype hook, really do sell this song. It's a lot of fun. It's not going to work for everybody, but I think Crowder's contribution to the song Angels and Demons is pretty amazing. And that opening, like the first 8 seconds of that song, just the instrumental opening, are just fantastic. That's easily one of the best moments on the album, if not the best single moment, instrumental segment of this entire project. It goes hard. And the song itself, even though the chorus, I believe, does sound better than what's going on during the verses, I think the chorus is really strong, and I think everything going on around that chorus, and lyrically, I think this is one of the stronger cuts. It's a really solid song. Love Never Leaves is another big highlight on the album, both for the chorus with that guest feature by Natalie Grant, I think. She's a somewhat famous kind of Christian contemporary music, female worship singer person. She does a good job, and the beat on this is really cool also, very unique sounding. I don't really know how to describe it. You'll just have to listen to the song yourself. Complicated is a song that I absolutely do vibe with. I vibe with the darker tone of it. I don't think that this music is going to work for a lot of people because it does sound a bit outdated, but for me it works with a pretty solid hook from Christian Grey, and just the overall aesthetic and vibe of the song just works very well for me. Overall, good album. Like, it's got some corny stuff on it. Like, some of the songs don't sound that great. I'm not a fan of Perfect. I'm not a fan of My God. I'm not a fan of, To Be With You is just kind of corny, and other people have done songs like this and they've done them much better. It's not something that I'm going to relate to or care about or ever listen to. And then some of it is just, even some of the stuff I really like about it, I think is probably from an objective standpoint not that great. But overall, especially comparing this album to his other albums, it really is amazing how much Tedashii has improved with each release. Like, Identity Crisis, in my opinion, is like borderline completely unlistenable. And then Blacklight is super corny, but much better than that album. And just, legitimately does have some cool production choices and good elements to it. And this album has some really, really strong elements to it. But overall, it's not something that I'm going to listen to personally. I'm guessing for some other people, this album could definitely be a 4 out of 5, a 4.5 out of 5. Probably not a 5 out of 5, but I'm giving this album a 3.5 star rating out of 5. Not exactly my thing, but still quite good. And that's going to wrap up this little mini series on Tedashii's albums from Identity Crisis to this one. Once again, great amount of improvement. Do you like this guy? Do you like his music? Do you like this album? What's your favorite Tedashii album? Let me know down in the comments, and have a great rest of your day.